The emergency department at the University of Kigali Teaching Hospital operates 24 hours, 7 days a week due to the nature of the work at the emergency department. More than 60 medics that work in the emergency department work tirelessly and prioritize saving the lives of those who seek treatment from the emergency ward. Over 1,000 patients who were seen at the emergency department, including those involved in road accidents, come in critical condition, as explained by Dr. Ndebwanimana Vincent, the head of emergency services at Sehashka. Time is so precious when it comes to emergency medicine. Even losing a minute can cost a patient a lot. We receive patients with injuries varying from brain injuries, chest injuries, and broken limbs. Those with brain injuries are always in critical state due to the damage caused to the brain. So we help them keep operating what the brain can't be able to do in that moment. After being given immediate treatment at the emergency ward, the accident victims are now transferred to the surgical wing. Accident victims that have spent 2 months in the hospital narrate how terrible their accidents were. I got the accident at Gihinga. A coaster was overtaking me and it hit me. I regained consciousness at the hospital. I broke my hip bone and my knee bone as well as my arm. I got the accident towards Chinyinya on my way back home. The car found me in my lane and knocked me. It was terrible. My bones were totally broken to the point they wanted to amputate my leg. I have hope though that the doctors are doing their best to save it. Esperance Mohawenayo, the head of surgery, says that 80% of people with head injuries or those that require bone surgeries are usually involved in road accidents. Because of the developments in medicine, the time patients used to spend in hospital has now reduced. Before, the number of patients was big compared to the number of doctors we had. We only had 2 doctors, but now we have 5 emergency doctors. The amount of time patients would spend waiting for surgery has reduced. Before, a patient would spend a whole year in hospital, but now if a patient has delayed in hospital, they will only spend about 3 months. Some of the road users say that preventing road accidents requires collaboration from all people. Drivers on the roads can be careful and drive responsibly. Even as pedestrians, we should be careful not to cross the road anyhow and anywhere. We should also avoid crossing the road while having earphones or while eating maize because they distract us. I believe it's possible. For instance, as motorists, we can try and reduce the speed on the road and try and move on a minimal speed to reduce these accidents. We ought to be careful. Pedestrians should use the walkways that were created for them. Even drivers need to be careful while driving and be cautious of pedestrians and school children using the roads. Drivers need to reduce speed on the road, and they should know the traffic laws so that they use the road responsibly. Another thing is to avoid using drugs or drunk driving. They should also avoid driving when under stress and they can't think properly. The police spokesperson John Bosco Kabera says that 80% of road accidents can be prevented. We need to change people's perception because 80% of road accidents can be avoided and are caused by people's false perceptions, such as getting distracted, not paying attention to their health, drunk driving, and overspeeding. Rwanda police says that in the year 2019, there were 4,661 road accidents that claimed 537 lives. Jiraya Mahoro was started last year in May as one of the ways to reduce the number of people that died due to road accidents. The World Health Organization says that the number of lives lost in road accidents keeps increasing as time goes by. In 2019, 1,350,000 people lost their lives due to road accidents, which means 3,700 people died daily. These accidents also injured over 50 million people. Road accidents come 8th in the causes of death in the world, and they come 2nd in the causes of death for people between 5 and 29 years. Half of these accidents affect pedestrians, cyclists, and motorists, and 93% of these road accidents occur in poor countries and developing countries.